Let's go.
So, right over here, I found a mercury dime yesterday, somewhere right in here. So I'm going to be checking this. That was with the Deus 2, HF2 coil. And today I'm here with the Manticore, just for fun. Now yesterday I didn't go over this whole thing. It's only maybe out here for 20 minutes. Found that mercury dime. So with the Manticore, one thing with any metal detector, what you want to do is stand and take one step forward, put your coil in front of your foot, stand up straight and with your arm hanging down at a comfortable angle. Now I angle my controller just a couple degrees to the left. I just find that this is more comfortable for me, and when I come over to the left, it keeps the coil more level, especially when I come to the left. So now that's the way you check your height of your metal detector. One step forward, relaxed position, standing up straight. Your coil should sit right in front of your foot like that. All right, so let's power this on.
How's it going? Devin here with Ground Force Metal Detecting. I'm going to make a video here to talk about the Minelab Manticore, talk about the 2D screen, and we're going to talk about ferrous limits. Okay? And this is a tutorial. I'm not going to be demonstrating on the machine. I'm going to be talking about concepts. All right? This is really not for beginners so much. This is really for people that have a Manticore and maybe don't understand the 2D screen, or maybe misunderstand it, and maybe don't understand the ferrous limits and what they do. I didn't understand ferrous limits when I first got the Manticore. It's kind of like, what the hell are ferrous limits? Right? Why do I have to tell the detector what's ferrous and not ferrous? The detector should tell me what's ferrous, right? Well, it does. It doesn't work the way it sounds, okay? You're not changing what the detector thinks is ferrous or non-ferrous. It detected what it detects, and it reports what it reports, okay? The way it reports it to you is what you're going to change with ferrous limits, all right? So let's actually go back. Let's start with the 2D screen, all right? The 2D screen has two dimensions, okay? 2D, right? 2D or not 2D? I don't know. So here's the deal with the 2D screen. The blurb, okay, the detector puts a blurb on the screen, okay? The blurb's either a small little dot, or it's a big blob, or it's up, it can be all different shapes, all right? It has nothing to do, though, with the shape of the target. It's not telling you the shape of the target whatsoever, not at all. A small dot does not mean it's a coin. It does not mean it's round. It does not mean it's small, okay? The small dot simply means that is pure in both conductivity and ferrous property, okay? And I'm going to get into what those kind of do. Left to right on the 2D screen corresponds to the VDI, the conductivity, okay? If you've got a dot, if your dot's way over on the left, it's low VDI. As it goes to the right, it's higher VDI, okay? The number comes up on the screen, tells you the VDI, but the dot will correspond to that number left to right on the screen. If it's a blurb going left to right, it means the detector detected more than one VDI. It's reporting to you the number that's the average, okay? But it actually sees more than one VDI. This is why the 2D screen is useful over just the number, okay? So if you see a blurb, it's an unpure target, okay? The multiple VDIs might just be the ground, could be minerals, could be an unpure target. It could be like brass or some alloy or whatever, right? It could be multiple VDIs, or it could be two targets touching or almost touching, and it thinks it's one target. Okay, so left to right, VDI conductivity. Up and down, okay? Up and down has nothing to do with VDI or conductivity, okay? Up and down is telling you the ferrous property of the target, or the probability that the target is ferrous, all right? What is ferrous property? Why do I say ferrous property, okay? So ferrous items, iron items, don't just, they have conductivity, right? But they have a property, magnetic property, okay? So iron items stick to magnets. That property, that the same property that allows magnets to stick to iron, also is detectable with a metal detector, okay? Manticore, Legend, Days 2, I guess the Vortex. Um, Only certain high-end detectors have ferrous property detection. Now, the probability of that item being ferrous is the lowest at the center line going across, okay? It's probably non-ferrous, good target, okay, if it's sitting on that center line. As you go further up and further down, it becomes more likely that the item is iron, okay? Now, how far off that center line do I really want to even consider that target? That's where ferrous limits come in, okay? And they're factory set, with a bar at the top and a bar at the bottom, a highlighted area, okay? If the blurb falls in the highlighted area, it's going to be discriminated, okay? Discriminated in two different ways. If you're in all metal mode, it will be reported to you as an iron grunt, and you will get a red line or a red number. If you are in discrimination mode, not all metal mode, okay, horseshoes not lit, that item will not be reported at all, but the blurb will still be there, okay? And no matter where you set your ferrous limits, that blurb is where that blurb is, okay? If your ferrous limit is high, where you have a thick bar across the top, and your blurb's in that bar, and you decide I'm going to lower my ferrous limits, that bar, your highlighted bar just gets skinnier, and that blurb will protrude out of the highlighted area and be reported as a good target because you have now lessened your discrimination of ferrous items. I know it's kind of weird to understand, okay? Um, you're changing how the detector reports it to you. The other week, I saw some comments on a Facebook post that they used a program that lowered their ferrous limits really low, and they said it opened up their detector and made it deeper. Okay? No, it didn't. It doesn't work that way. All right? It's just like discrimination on any detector. It is changing what the detector is reporting to you after the target is detected. Okay? That blurb stays where it is, no matter where you put your ferrous limit here, you're not going to hear it. You put your ferrous limit up here, now you're going to hear it. It's the blurb stays, okay? You can change your ferrous limits wherever you want. The blurb is where the blurb is, okay? You're not that the detector is not changing its mind on the blurb, on your 2D blurb. Anyway, that's the 2D screen. That's ferrous limits. Why do we want to use ferrous limits? Well, number one reason, okay, is if you have ferrous coins and you're somewhere where the coins have iron. Okay, United States, all our coins are non-ferrous. Okay, they're all high tones. But in other countries, the coins are ferrous, and this allows you to customize your ferrous limits, and you can actually customize the discrimination to, and you can customize the ferrous limits just for a certain little bar where that coin will fall, and you can have your detector discriminating out a bunch of junk iron but picking that coin out as a good target. And that's why we have ferrous limits, all right, for examples such as that. But it doesn't make your detector deeper, doesn't make it more powerful, doesn't change anything your detector's doing except its output, okay? Output as far as reporting to you, all right? Do you if your item falls outside of the ferrous limit bar, you will get a good target indication, okay? You'll get a black number, you'll get a beep, a higher beep. If it falls within the highlighted ferrous limit zone, you're going to either get a low iron grunt in all metal mode, or you won't get anything at all except that little blurb will still be in that zone. You'll see it, but you won't get a number, you won't get a beep. It'll just be quiet. So that's that. Again, this is not a very in-depth video. I just want to get some concepts out there. Have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try my best. Maybe I'll make another video to address the questions. Have fun. Get out there. Get some air. I know it's cold where I'm at. I'm not detecting right now. It's below my detection threshold ambient temperature. Have a good one, everybody, and swing away. Thank you.
Now I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit here because I'm not going to be using headphones right now. I'm going to turn my headphones off actually. And I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. Maybe 23. Okay. We're going to be in general program. And just to show you what I'm doing here, I'm in general program. I'm going to hit the pencil. I'm going to reset it. Okay. Factory mode. General program, factory mode. Noise cancel. Whoops. Wait. Noise cancel. Really no noise here. I'm not going to ground balance right now. I'm going to turn on ground tracking. Okay. Recovery speed at 5. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave the discrimination. Ferrous limits are factory. Ferrous tones. Ferrous volume factory. 2 region all tones. Normal audio theme. Sometimes I use enhanced. With the volume down, I'm not going to. Multi-frequency, of course. And the only thing I set different in the settings here are the red numbers. Okay, it's the only thing I do. So back. Let's go. We're using discrimination mode. Let me get back down here. I don't like leaving that up there. So I'm in general program. Discriminated. So I'm going to start like right here. Right where I found that mercury dime, about there. Right? So let's just see what we got here. What's my sensitivities at 24?
Let's go. Let's go.